Deduction day 5, I think it is. Not entirely sure. And Michael Murray, master world-class mentalist, sent in this picture. For the day, with the following questions. He sent, why did I take this picture, and who, name-wise, was I reading it to? Now, as we can tell from the picture, it's a children's book, so the first thing that comes to mind is reading it to your children. Now, that's not directly related to the question, but what we can all learn from this is part of his routine, that when he comes in or when he's finished his day's worth of work, he spends his quality time with his children, 2 of them. And I would suspect deduce, and I'm going to be honest here right from the get-go, with every, I wouldn't even call them deductions that I've made this time round, because this has proven to be quite the issue for me, because there's not a lot to go on other than the book and the fact that I see that he's taken the picture with his right hand, holding the book open with his left on what appears to be the last page of the story. Now, I would say then, why did I take this picture first of all? He took this picture, I would infer that this is one of the first books that his little boy has been able to read from start to finish. This is the one that they've read together. This is the one that's helped him gain his skills with reading. And that's the one that they feel most proudly about. That's what I would say from this. Why did I take this picture of this book on this page? This is my thinking on this. Because it could have been any other page. It could have been any other page of the book. So the fact that it's on the last page signifies to me that this is a special occurrence. The last page, completion. Why would somebody favour completion? This is because they are proud of the fact that they were able to finish it together. This is what I'm thinking. And the reason I'm thinking that it is his little boy is because the only things I can see in the background of the picture are some blue-coloured reading books, what appears to be a light-coloured bedsheet on a mattress, a dark-coloured floor, and parts of a drawer. There's really not a lot to go on within this picture, so that's why I'm associating quite stereotypically, maybe, that boys are more renowned for having darker colours than girls are when they are children. I would say that, judging by the words that are in the book, the style of the drawings, that his lad would be around the ages of 8, possibly even 7, 8, yeah, I'd say there. He'd come up to Michael's, this section of the body. Apologies for the graphic nudity, but around this section, just under rib cage, you'll have fairly light brown hair. Now, when you look at the other side of the question, and I will say the reason that they are quite choppy edits is because I'm recording on my phone and my camera keeps stopping because my phone's full, so I'm having to edit together, while Charlie's having to edit together 3 really short clips. That's just to explain that bit. The last bit, and who, name-wise, was I reading it to? I think that's directly asking me to name his child. And if I am right so far, it's directly asking me to name his son. Usually when I would attempt something like this, I would have the person in front of me to feed off of the reactions. Now I can't anagram it, I can't read it from them. I can't read any letters in their reactions. I have nothing other than this photo to go on to try and get the name of somebody's son. Think about that for a second. So I did. The only thing I could come up with to be able to do was I looked at the census for around the times that I've approximated the age to be based on the words that are in the book and the kind of intelligence somebody would have to have in order to be able to read them. And the most popular names are ones that begin with the letter J. These are James, John, and Joshua. They're the most popular ones for this time, so, and that's the only thing I have to go on. I'm expecting huge failure here, bear in mind, with the whole thing, because this has proven to be one of the most difficult photos I've taken on here so far. So yeah, why did I finish this? Why did I take this picture? I hope that I've answered that question as best as I can. And who name-wise was I reading it to? I'm not even 20% confident about that, but that's the only answer I could reach. I hope that's okay, Michael. Thank you for the challenge, you swine. Look forward to hearing your thoughts. This is an addendum to the original video, and let me explain why. I sent my first video off to Michael, and though I was nearly there on a fair number of things, as you'll see, because I've screenshotted in his email response, he wanted me to have a stab at another couple of things, which I did, which was regarding how he draws his inspiration for his effects. Because he draws his inspiration from some children's books, which he shares in his friendship with Peter Turner. And a couple of messages were shot back and forth, and as you'll see from the responses, it allowed me to get that much closer. So this is why the addendum video is here, so you can all be kept abreast of exactly what's gone on between the two of us. So yeah, there you go. But in an extra piece to the original experiment, I received a photo via Facebook Messenger from Martin Bosmans, hope I'm saying that right, of Belgium. He sent me a photo with the question, where in the world am I? Now this was from this was a Facebook Messenger conversation, and the only clues he gave me were that he was on holiday. I deduced that from the photo alone he was on holiday somewhere in Europe, and he asked me whether he flew or drove. Now I think that was a rather telling question, because 9 times out of 10 people take aeroplanes to travel to their holiday, so I think by the fact that he added in, did I fly or drive, gave the answer away, and I deduced from that he drove, which is true, he did drive. And I again will have Charlie copy in the entire conversation so you can see it. You can tell from the brickwork in the photograph that these are French buildings, French building work. This took a little bit of tracking down in the old palace, but I got down to it was somewhere in France. And then the thing to do from there to get to exactly where he was to merely Google the weather and match up the closest one, and from this I deduced that he was in Normandy, which is exactly where he was. So thank you, Martin, for the exquisite and unexpected challenge. Speak to you soon.